OverDose Vapes. Keep your coils tight. Keep your wicks wet.
Hello and welcome back to OverDose Vapes. This is Travis taking a look at some e-liquid like I do. You guys know what's up. This one is another entry in the Basix series from Glas. Now don't worry, it's called Basix, but it ain't no basic bitch. It's good. They've been good. I don't know about this one, but they have been good so far. The last one that I did, I believe, was Strawberry Gummy. Turned out to be a damn fine e-liquid. Surprisingly, I'm not a big candy vape kind of guy, but I've been vaping that since the review, which is fairly unusual for me. I have a pretty simple palette in my off time. There's a few things that I like, and that's basically what I stick to. But I find myself being drawn to that Strawberry Gummy, and so I've been vaping it here and there, which is, like I said, pretty unusual. So if you haven't seen that review, go watch it. And go check out the Strawberry Gummy. It's pretty damn good. So this one, the latest, the next one, that new, this is Creamy RY4 Butterscotch Reserve, bold and sweet. That is a hell of a statement, and let's see if they can live up to it. So this is obviously a tobacco e-liquid, which I think a lot of us, when we get started, we probably have, tried some of that tobacco e-liquid when we, it just makes sense when we're transitioning from cigarettes. And a lot of us move away from that. A lot of us find our flavor somewhere else. I don't know a lot of people who stick with tobaccos, but personally, I can really appreciate a good, well done tobacco vape, especially something like this. It's just the way that they frame this: creamy, butterscotch. RY4 in and of itself is like a caramel vanilla tobacco. Like, those are all things that I want in a tobacco. When I vape a tobacco e-liquid, I don't want something that mimics the actual flavor of tobacco, because that is disgusting. That's why I quit smoking. I want something that gives me like the idea of tobacco, right? Something that has those rich notes like caramel and butterscotch and coffee and vanilla. Like, that's like the idea, like that idealized version of tobacco. So hopefully that's what these guys are doing here. On the front here, on the profile category, they're showing a vanilla, like a little vanilla flower, some butterscotch. They're showing some tobacco. They're showing some honey, which that's good. That's really good. And yeah, as usual, the packaging on here is extremely well done. They're giving you tons of information. This is a 70-30 e-liquid. 60 milliliters, 3 milligrams when I'm trying it in. It's got 4 stars for vapor production, 4 stars for flavor strength, and 1 star for throat hit. So let's go close and check it out. We're back. I'm back. You're back. We're back together. It's been a long time. Anyways, yeah, let's try this shit. So I have it in the dot mod with the dot RDA 24. I have a pair of alien Claptons from my boy Wire Freak under 3 over on Instagram. Thank you so much for these coils. They are amazing. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's do it. So it has a very traditional RY4 flavor. That's like the first thing that I taste when I inhale. It's got a very traditional RY4, vanilla, caramel, definitely a little bit of honey. I definitely get that honey and tobacco. It's got a very strong tobacco aspect to this flavor. The smell of it is a very traditional tobacco as well. You definitely get those rich kind of pipe tobacco notes in the aroma. I don't get a ton of butterscotch. To me, it's like the butterscotch is a little bit skewed into the caramel and the vanilla. It's all coming across kind of like one note. But like all those very nice dark notes. Like there's like a little bit of bourbon notes. There's a little bit of like coffee, a little bit of chocolate even. I'm getting a ton of nuanced flavor here, which is like the sign of any really good, I would say, any good tobacco e-liquid. You should be getting tons of really subtle flavors, and this has that in droves. It really does. It has a ton of really, really subtle, low notes. Good vapor production. Very, very smooth, very easy to vape, really nice lung fill, good production. Yeah, it's fun to vape, which is always really important. At least for me, when I'm vaping, I want to know I'm vaping. It's got to hit me a little bit, you know. I don't want like a throat hit, but I want to know there's something in my lungs. This fulfills that. Out of the nose, it's almost pure tobacco. It's a very, very strong tobacco out of the nose. This is more tobacco than I expected. When I think of RY4, like just a traditional RY4 flavor, I think of very subtle tobacco note with a lot of add-ons. You know, a lot of caramel, a lot of vanilla, stuff like that. Things that I've mentioned. But this has a really robust dark tobacco flavor to it. So that's going to really skew whether or not you like this flavor. If you're looking for something that's mostly, the other parts of an RY4, that we've discussed, this might not be for you. If you're looking for something that's a very robust tobacco with some notes, with some very, very subtle notes added onto it, then this is going to be what you've been looking for. This is a very rare e-liquid. You don't see a lot of these nowadays. You don't see a lot of bold tobacco flavors. And so it's, unusual, but I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they went this route with it. They could have played it safe. They could have just done a lot more heavy sweet notes and probably appealed to a wider audience. But the fact that they went a little bit more bold with the tobacco, I think, is a smart move on their part. The creaminess of it, they label it as a creamy RY4. I don't get a ton of cream per se, but it is a very smooth experience. And so it definitely has a nice texture to it. I just don't get a ton of cream in the flavor part of it. Mostly tobacco, to be totally honest. So, okay, I'm gonna give it a. This is a tough one, okay? Because I think that it's just a little bit limited in who it's going to appeal to, because it's going to appeal to a very specific person, a person who likes a robust tobacco. And so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I personally really like it. I definitely could not vape this all day long. It's just a little bit too heavy and a little bit too dark. But that being said, I'm sure that there's going to be some people out there that this is going to be like a 5 out of 5 for, because it definitely does something that's lacking in the market, like I said, with the robust tobacco. So definitely check it out. I think it's worth checking out. All of these Glas Basix series so far, I think, have been very interesting. So I definitely recommend them. Check them out. You could do worse, that's for sure. Yeah. All right, let's leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to Glas for sending out this line of e-liquids for us to review. I appreciate that very much. Please keep your coils tight. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more.